Welcome back to Affirmations. I want to thank my subscribers as well as my new subscribers and those who are swinging through. Thank you for spending this time with me. I want you to like, share, and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when I post, okay? Hoping everyone had a great week. Wishing everyone mental, spiritual, emotional, and physical health. Okay? And for those of you who are new, and for those of you who are not new, you can follow along. We normally start off with our statement: death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. Have you been feeding yourself fresh or rotten fruit? Always wanting to mind the self talk that you do with yourself, as well as what you're speaking aloud, as well as what you're speaking about others. It's okay to vent, but if you are being malicious or lying on others, sometimes that can activate reap what you sow, and we do not want that. Okay? All right. Those of you that are new each week, we are tackling this topic of healing slave trauma. And we are using the DBT deck for clients and therapists, 101 mindful practices to manage distress, regulate emotions, and build better relationships. Okay. Also, too, in the past, we were using the self therapy card decks in order to address uh, the kind of healing slave traumatic topic with our people. Also, too, this is a great deck to get if you are a person who wants to do some self work. Okay. And also, too, encouraging everyone to get Post Traumatic Slave Syndrome: America's Legacy of Enduring Injury and Healing by Dr. Joy DeGury. Important book to get. We've heard of post traumatic stress disorder, but never post traumatic slave syndrome. Again, there is not a trauma that cannot be traced back to slavery, okay? And that would make our trauma fall under post traumatic slave syndrome, okay? Let's see. Okay, we've already done that. Okay, so for those of you that are new, I'm going to get the stones and see which deck we're speaking from today. Well, yeah, also those items that I just showed you, they're available in my Amazon store. Do look in the description box at the bottom. There's also a link on the About page at the bottom as well. Okay, there's also some other products on there that you might like these crystal bracelets, okay? As well as some other things. I do also have the affirmation decks on there as well, so do check it out. Okay, so let's see which deck we're going to speak from. Okay, what do we get? Okay, we got peace. Peace. Okay, that's not wanting to focus because I kind of got this shadow going. Yeah, I don't know why I'm thinking about Soul Train. What did they say? What was the saying in Soul Train? Peace, love, and soul? I don't know why I'm thinking about Soul Train. Oh, we also have our Afro lady in the back. Yeah, Soul Train. Peace, love. What they say then? Peace, love, and soul, I think. I'm wishing everybody peace, love, and soul. How about that? Right? All right. Okay, so peace deck belongs to, let's see, the turquoise deck. And let's see which one we're going to get today. Let's see. Also in the description box, there's information. Again, some of the topics we talk about can be triggering, but know that this is a safe place for us to discuss these things. Whenever you're feeling overwhelmed, when we're talking about a topic, I want you to inhale, exhale, and just kind of take deep breaths, as well as find your regular breathing pattern after you've done that. And just know that it is a safe space for us to be able to talk about these things. We have to discuss these things in order to heal, okay? Also, too, there's information in the description box about how to find a counselor or therapist if you have insurance, as well as if you don't have insurance. as well as my email address if someone would like to book a session with me. I do encourage everyone to consider getting a yearly mental health checkup, okay? And I do provide those, so you would just email me for that information, okay? Also, there's information in the description box about self-harm. Okay. Again, encouraging anyone to give pass that information around if you know of any loved ones that need that information. Okay. So it is actually not odd for people to sometimes feel overwhelmed and feel like they don't want to be here. It doesn't mean that they're going to hurt themselves in any kind of way, but sometimes you may have those feelings. Again, the Suicide Hotline in 988 is a great resource. A lot of times I will have clients call. They will ask, are you a harm to yourself or others? You just simply answer that question. And I encourage my clients to just let them know my therapist gave me this number and told me I can call this number just to vent. Okay, sometimes we just need to vent. Okay, so do pass that information along. Okay, all right. So it looks like we got this one called. My focus is tricky. What good are emotions? This is a part 2, so I'm thinking it's a part 1. I guess eventually we'll see part 1. Yeah, I know the lighting is tricky, so I'm going to turn that angle. What good are emotions? Part 2. It says emotions motivate our behaviors. If you are anxious about an exam, you will likely prepare for it. If you feel angry about an injustice, that anger may motivate advocacy. If you feel depressed, then you might increase your activity level and self-care. If you feel attracted to another person, then you might pursue a relationship with him or her. Of course, not every motivation or action urge from emotion is helpful to act on. But the more you regulate your emotions and act from wise mind, the more useful you will find your emotions to be. Right? So wise mind was another one that we looked at. That was another tool or skill where we had to kind of use our wise mind, right? Stop and think about a thing. Okay. Ask ourselves, is this beneficial? Is this moving me? Is this aiding me in reaching a goal or my purpose? Right? How can this harm me? Okay. That's interesting. Yeah. So emotions motivate us. That's what they're there for. So we're thinking we're supposed to hold emotions and stay stuck in them. Emotions indicate action is required. Okay. But again, a lot of our peoples, again, we're going to take everything back to slavery. In slavery, could we express our emotions? Heck no. So we learned how to hold them and stuff them. So a lot of times we didn't have the luxury to express or follow through with any emotion, not even that of love, right? Because even that could be ripped away. Even babies would be sold, right? But today, we have to remind ourselves that we are safe, and it is safe and okay to express emotion. But again, because we do have some of our people that may not choose to heal, so we do have to figure out. I think about that. Be ye not unequally yoked. Sometimes you may have to find and align yourself with people who are healthy. Again, if it's these codependent relationships where it's one person who is nurturing and giving to everybody, and that person's not getting any kind of nurturance, any kind of help emotionally, right? Or being cared for in any kind of way. And it's a one-way street where everyone's expecting this person just to pour into everybody. Or you're in friend groups or relationships where that's going on. You have to ask yourself, again, we're always looking at the roles. We take on the roles sometimes as master and slave. Are we choosing to be a slave? Are we being someone's master, right? Being selfish, requiring people to give to the point of death, okay? Are we being a doormat, walking on eggshells, not wanting to upset those around us to the point of detriment, okay? So we do have to figure those things out for ourselves, okay? Yeah, what good are emotions? So, a lot of things we have to do for survival, but sometimes now we're taking on the role. Okay, so we want to be mindful of that. Okay, so let's see. We're going to get an affirmation card. Let's see what this is. Okay, let's see what we're going to get. Okay, two popped out. Let's see what this is. It's saying, let's see, I got that angle. I do not feel guilty for letting go of what no longer serves me. I do not feel guilty for letting go of what no longer serves me. And that is a tricky one. Again, as a people, we were always made to feel guilty and manipulated. And again, when we're feeling guilty, we need to ask ourselves, who or what is making us feel guilty? Sometimes it's very slight things that we may not even notice that's making us feel guilty, right? So let's say if we're doing self-care and then we notice that someone is kind of talking to us in a rough manner, just for no reason. Our brains will immediately equate, they must be upset with me, right? Because, I kind of took care of myself today, right? So we have to always assess, where is this guilt coming from? Sometimes we just feel guilty, but it's a reason. Someone a lot of times is triggering that. Okay, so we also have to make a decision to not participate in the guilty. So a lot of times when we are engaging in self-care and doing things that we know we need for ourselves, especially because, again, codependency is something that has been put on some of us, right, to where everyone's wanting us to be available 24 hours a day, fulfilling all their needs at any point in time, where we don't get a break. And if we do seem like we're getting a break, people are angry. And they're like, well, what am I going to get? What about me, right? So that is an imbalance, right? That's an abuse of power. That is a manipulation. So we have to ask ourselves, am I being a slave, right? And if I'm a person that's acting like master, am I being master, right? Because, again, we've talked about this abuse of power. Again, for those of you that are kind of new, I've always talked about my sister. We're always looking at different things biblically, saying if there are different laws and rules regarding how to treat slaves in the Old Testaments, Google those scriptures, detail about the do's and don'ts. Certainly, and we talked about the Council of Nicaea, where the Catholic Church decided to take out certain books of the Bible. Certainly, there are books regarding rights for women and children, right? So if something is like a slave has some rights, where are the missing books for the rights of wives and children, as well as, rights and responsibilities of husbands, right? What happened to that? Okay. And in the spiritual realm, we've talked about this, that again, patriarchy is a system that was created to kind of support slavery. They go hand in hand, where it's based on abuse of power. And again, we don't know in the spiritual realm if we're going to be judged on that. We don't know when you're abusing power. So it's kind of interesting. So we do always need to look at, when we're feeling guilty, where is it coming from, and where do we need to put that blame? Okay. And then if we do have just cause to be guilty, what is it that we need to do to heal? Okay, we have to think about these things. Guilt. Okay. It's saying, this other one that popped out, my energy is my greatest currency. That's deep. My energy is my greatest currency. This is interesting. I like this topic because a lot of times I look at some interactions and relationships where a person is thinking, well, I'm spending money, or I have money, or I have this, or I have that. Um, so therefore, that's the most important thing. But no one looks at energy as a currency, right? So you can have all of the resources and money in the world, but if you don't have the right people with the right energy around you, it means nothing, right? So sometimes people are contributing different things. Energy is a type of currency, is a wealth, is a something, as well as material things as well. So you can have a person, and I look at sometimes, I think about sometimes, stay at home moms or different people that may not be contributing financially to a situation, but their energy, love, nurturing is something, right? But when we're dealing with this kind of patriarchy type, slavery type uh, society that we've kind of uh, are all needing to heal from, uh, we are taught different values of what's valuable. But one of the ways we know that energy is very important is because, again, you can ask, they talk about how you see a lot of rich people, people with material wealth, and a lot of them will say, I'm miserable, quite miserable. So energy is a currency, right? Okay, something to think about. All right. So with that, I want to thank you all for joining me. Do like, share, and subscribe. Okay. Hit the notification bell. I want you to check out the community tab as well. Also, don't forget to check out the store. Okay. Located in the description box and on the about page. And remember, always remember that everyone has a right to heal from trauma, without judgment and without interference, even a race nation. And with that, until next time.